A little bit in the back.
Yeah, I mean it's not offensive or nothing.
Hey, Jeff.
What's good? This be my Saturday evening special brew. I be trying to mellow down, bro. Oh shit. What's good, man? I do. I ain't gonna lie. I be trying to mellow down. Here, I'm gonna just turn it off completely. Oh jeez. Oh man. What is up?
Not much, man.
Yeah.
Whole lot of whole lot of nothing good, I guess.
Yeah. Why would you say? You have to elaborate.
Well, I know you're not really in tune to the community, but we lost a young man that was part of the community just last weekend.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Who? Oh, you know what?
Midro
Is that I saw Rico had posted that,
Myrtle.
and
Myrtle is it's pronounced Myrtle. I don't
I
know why I
saw
butchered
that,
that.
man. I did see that. It made
Hey,
me
hey,
say it. I saw that. I saw Rico had posted that. It made me say it because I was like doing the math in my
he's a young
head
kid. He
of
was a young.
exactly, and then I went on a side quest, bruh, and it's telling. I've been posting that
Hey,
kind of
Eddie.
nostalgic stuff because of that side quest, man.
Mhm.
Like on my Instagram story, like I came to the realization, like I'm one of the last people on earth that graduated high school with a one. Like
Well,
the last
I saw
with a
that,
one
but
in
it's
front
not
of
a
it.
one. It's a 19. Because a one,
No,
you have 21, you have 2011.
ah,
It's
you know what I mean. It's a
no,
one, dude. The one's in front of the two. The one comes before two.
it's a 19. You're the last one with graduated with 1900s.
Okay, but 19 ain't in 2000. That's what I'm saying. Like it don't matter either way. Like think about that. That's kind of
Well, and not
it's
even
scary,
19.
low key.
Huh?
Like do you don't like think about like stuff, right?
Hey,
People that
Tommy.
are smarter than us that are in charge of things more important. And I say that because I respect what you do. You a pillar of the community and what you do. I mean, you downplay it and shit. And I hear, I understand why, but you responsible enough to be considered to do it. That's why they got your ass doing it. So what about the people, right? That's like, fuck up there. You know what I'm saying? And they look at years and they the bean counters, like how we say, they're the stat
Yeah.
data gatherers, the census for this year and well in 1987, you know, in the lower 48, I don't know, 10 million babies was born across the contiguous, lower 48. Like, because of the data, the data and statistics, your birth certificate, all that shit. Like, what do you think they do with that data? Like, what kind of shit do you think they plan with that? Like, because I told you I've been telling time differently. Like, I've been telling time with plants, bro. For real. So, like, what if we was the crops? You did?
Okay.
So, like, you got the 1972 model, the 1978 model, the 80 model, 81 model, whatever. And, like, each each generation, like it has like some kind of like signature marker. And if you don't know
Well,
what to look for, you ain't gonna see it. But the people who put it that damn show know. You feel me?
well, it's
Like
not
that.
that. I think there, as time progresses, there are going to be specific generations that are going to, I guess, be identified by historical events. Case in point, in any of the survivors or people that were in the Second World War, that generation,
Yeah.
that's what they've been known for. That was the biggest historical event. My generation, uh, it's all the event. We're the last generations to go from analog to digital.
Yep.
We are the last generation to go from analog to
Wow.
digital.
Yeah.
But we
That's
were right
crazy.
there when it all started, and the way we've been through the whole progression. Now we don't know where this is going to end. We're still getting maybe we're seeing the beginnings of the next evolution, which is AI.
Shit, you don't even want to hear my theory on that shit.
So, but each generation is going to have that. Your
Right.
son's generation is going to probably be the one that's going to expound onto that next technology advancement. We're
Well,
at the tail end of it. I
I
mean,
told them that.
we'll be around if we're lucky. If we're lucky, another 30 years, 40 years.
Hopefully, God willing, of course, because I want to see. Look, bruh. I'm just nosy. I just want to see the shit. I'm Generation X, bruh. Marty McFly. I'm still waiting on a lot of shit from Marty McFly from Back to the Future. You feel me?
But there's not a lot to
And we
wait on.
finna get it,
What are you waiting on that hasn't happened?
bro. The Pizza Hut shit. Well, I guess that's DoorDash. No, damn, they droning pizzas already, motherfucker. They doing
Well,
hoverboards. They got into gravity.
wasn't Domino's doing the self-driving vehicle delivery trucks?
They tried to.
But I mean,
People
it's been done.
still. Right. They got the little robots that bring.
The hover
They
car,
never.
yeah, just flying cars is probably the only
The
technology
only
that
thing.
really hasn't caught up. Shit, even the stuff on Minority Report.
I mean, shit. We got cats and shit. Do that count? LCACs? Do LCACs? Amphibious assaults? I mean, they float on the
No,
cushion of air.
that's something different.
It's hovering. Shit. Yeah, that shit's bad. It's hovering. It's hovering. They just got the little rubber thing, to hold the air. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. Either way, it's gonna be a wild one.
It's been since the day I was born. It's been ever changing for everybody, though. I mean, think about it. My grandkids,
right?
they never understood they don't know what a rotary phone is, a push button phone. They don't even know what a pay phone is. What other current technologies don't they know? They didn't know that TV was in black and white. They don't. To them, not having a cell phone is crazy.
That's bro. The side quest. Look, dude. AI is already taking over, and the prevalence is there. And then you got people who haven't been alive long enough to have the life experience to be able to reflect. And here's the relevance. I was watching one of these silly ass hit piece videos, and it was like a creative writing type jump, like creepypasta, but not really. It wasn't scary. You know what I mean on aliens and shit. So the dude said it was time travel. The dude said that the homie time traveled in 1993, I want to say, and all he brought with him was his cell phone. And immediately I was like, bullshit. Ain't nobody had no damn cell phone like that in no 93 lesson. It was a brick. But then here go the analytical me. Well, shit, if he's smart enough to make a time machine, I'm already knowing he was on top of technology. So he probably had one of the early joints, but the way that it was conveyed in the story was very, colloquial, like how it is now, where everybody got a damn phone. You feel me? And I was like, nah, bruh. And then I started thinking, my first cell phone, bruh, like that I bought, that I was paying for mine, you did? Early 2000s, bruh. Dead ass. I had beepers.
Yeah, I think I was a latecomer to cell phones, to be honest.
Me too, bruh. Dead ass. I was in the good. Look, what was popular, man? Like Johnny Blaze and South Pole and shit. It was like the 2000s, bruh. Like 2003, 4, somewhere in there before I got a cell phone. I mean, we had Prime Code. We had some little, like, you know how it was. Nextel, what was hot? Nokia. It was
Yeah, well,
different.
Nokia was
The
the
brand, you
dominant
feel me?
cell
But
phone maker, and Motorola.
Motorola, them two, they was hot. But the companies wasn't like how it is
But it was
now.
funny because it's even now I can recall we went from big phones,
Yeah,
and
that's
then
why I
they
was
started getting
laughing at.
smaller to they were like some stupid little phones that I think Nokia made that were super tiny, kind of like
Yeah,
the size of a remote control opener for your car. And then it went the other direction as technology, as screens became better and you could watch stuff on your phone. And
right.
then they got to a point where they almost got big as tablets. I mean, people
Yeah,
are walking around with these humongous ass phones, and now it's just kind of a
hmm
happy medium.
yeah.
Uh,
That's why I was laughing. Remember the CB? Remember the little Nextel
yeah,
work
Nextel,
phone, the
the
little
two-way
yellow
radios.
motherfucker? Yeah, cause that was the pawpaw phone. Like all the granddaddies and uncles had them bitches, and you know they be treating it like a little walkie-talkie and sending text. You know, old people, old head technology.
Well,
You
but it
know,
wasn't old head because that was the latest technology at the time.
yeah, yeah.
As a
But
matter of fact,
wow, what the hell gonna happen,
that
bro?
shit used to work so well that the cell phone companies didn't want them to use their repeater sites anymore, and that's why that was their downfall.
Hey, hey, you know they got them phones though, like the encrypted phones, and you just get the brick and do what you got to do. You can be like secure if you need to. Not really,
Well,
but
it wasn't even about
you can.
security. It was just the fact that people were able to communicate efficiently, even better than cell phone coverage, with these radios. And
Right,
they were piggybacking off of the cell sites for some of the phone companies. Um, and I knew immediately when Sprint bought them out. I think it was Sprint, the first one that bought them out. They were trying to get rid of them. I knew they were going to bury them because
right.
they were. I didn't know. I knew more people had the Nextel phones than cell phones because the cell service was so expensive too. Because they would charge you by the minute. That's when you would call and it would be by the minute. There was no
Yep.
unlimited.
No, God, no. It was minutes. You got to put some minutes on that joint. It's like Vodafone and shit, like overseas. You know, you pay. It's a la carte.
And the other thing with Nextel was it was worldwide. You never pay long distance as long as you had that person's number, or what was it, the frequent radio frequency or whatever.
Yeah, you can
You could
talk to
talk to
them.
somebody clear on the other side of the world.
It's kind of
And
like
then
how like WhatsApp and all this shit is
well,
now.
and then it didn't help that everything was encrypted. So
Yeah.
that the government did not like.
See, so it's like, what do you do, right? Because paying attention is important. And then like we got our topic today, but it's about leaving a legacy. But then it's like, okay, you're gonna remember what's important. You
This
know
is
what I'm
funny.
saying?
This is funny because I remember back in the day when
Hey, I
the
had beepers,
only people
man.
that originally that had pagers were doctors. That was like the big thing, right? And
Yeah.
then I guess movies and all that shit made it popular. Where yeah, if you were dealing drugs or whatever, you had a pager. And then it was
Um,
just became like everybody had a pager. It became so inexpensive. But I remember clearly kids in school would turn them on and turn them off so it would beep so they could pretend like they had got a page.
you know,
Although that's the
it's
origins of
amazing.
text messages, you know that, right?
Yeah, and then from that was like the little two ways, and
No,
then the
no.
little
What I mean is
BlackBerry.
you were punching in numbers, but if you
Yeah,
turned it over,
you can make
depending
letters.
on the number sequence that you put in there, it would spell out certain words. You couldn't
Yeah,
communicate completely,
you got to be
but
creative.
yeah,
You did the same thing with a calculator, remember?
I didn't do the calculator. I did the cell phone.
What is that?
Or I mean
Six
the pager.
zero zero six five. Um. Oh, we were so stupid. What's another one? Four
Well, hello was
three
one of
seven
them that was pretty
seven.
popular.
Yeah, 43770. See, we were little pervert, little badasses. You know, we were little mannish little boys. So we was always, you know, making bad words. But that's insane. Like, look how fast it went like that.
Yeah, I'll be right back. Hold on.
All right. So anyway, I'm talking about my little. I don't want to downplay it. I guess it's a quarter life crisis, but not really. It's just a side quest, like I said when we started the show, because information bias is real. So how do we get past this whole thing of acceptance? You know, not wanting to do nobody wrong, so you can communicate. But then too, it's okay to have that sense of ownership, like my generation versus yours. Not in the sense of competition, but the distinction. So that's what I've been on. Like, what's the point of what we do? We just moving the move, because I've been reflecting on taking my own advice. State your purpose. What you're doing. What is your result? And usually in the obstacle, the conundrum, if you will, is the answer / purpose, depending on how you look at it. So that's where I've been with it. Let me check these comments. Hold up. Let's see who we got up in here. Craig, what's good with you? Vibes. Tommy. Already. While we waiting on Jorge, we got so I don't know. I glitched out there. But either way, like I said, we got some announcements and stuff coming up, waiting on Jorge. And we will get into the show. I've been busy as hell growing stuff. So while we're waiting on Jorge, I'm going to give some context of what I mean when I said I've been telling time with plants. So let me see if I got some seeds close. Give me one moment. I'm going to show y'all. These are close. It's worth it. I got this one. I got this whole box right here. Okay. So when I say I tell time with seeds, this is what I mean. And of course, Jorge will come back. So if you get some seeds, right? If you look on the back of them, it'll tell you the days till harvest, right?
Now, how accurate is that?
Oh, it's accurate, bro. It's accurate as hell.
Okay.
How I do it is plus a 5 and then 2. Oh, this is a beautiful, beautiful opportunity to nerd out. So, dude, telling plant time and fucking plants, mind blowing. So, right, plus or minus 5 days. So, a work week, a business week, and there's so many variables and factors. You got climate, that's beyond your control. But then there's stuff you can control, like your care and the growing environment that you provide for the plant, just like in a fish tank. You feel me?
Yeah.
So, like, I got some Swiss chard, which is beets, but it's a leaf beet. It's the same plant. It's
Oh, okay.
oh
Is that
shit,
what Swiss
yeah,
chard? I never knew what
yeah,
that was.
yeah. It's delicious too. It's
No,
the same
I've seen it, and but I didn't know
mhm,
it was actually
tops.
the
Yeah,
leaf out of the beet.
yeah. So there's more than one cultivar. So
Okay.
you would call chard a subspecies of beet. They're the same. One, however, has been genetically developed to just grow leafy tops and provide greens. The other one is for the root that you can eat, and then some have went a step further and they make them to produce straight sugar, and those come white. Yeah, so it's genetics.
Okay.
And don't get me started on the whole GMO shit. There's so much misinformation being thrown around and fear mongering. I just stay my ass in the house. If somebody's like real interested, they'll slide in my DMs and we chop it up. So I just stay my. It's just so much out there. It's terrible. Um, I'm gonna tell you one. Ipomea, right? The sweet potato, right?
Okay.
This is a genetically modified organism, but nature did it, right?
Okay.
So this virus infected the wild type, some wild Ipomea, and it's very rudimentary what I'm about to say. So I don't want people to come for me, but I'm trying to keep the concept understandable. You feel me? You
Okay.
kind of know how like they make pearls, how they piss an oyster off, air quote, with the pearl. That's the concept, even though that's not accurate. But you know what I'm saying? How we have been led to understand that, you know, some irritant gets in the mollusk and they keep hitting it with this coating and it turns into a pearl, right? So they say. Same concept, like the virus got in there and the root um, developed into like a sweet potato over time, way more complicated than how I'm making it sound. But genetically over time, we ended up with the sweet potatoes we have today. And it took thousands of years, of course, but they kept producing them, you know, cross pollinating, you know, breeding them, etc. And now we got different types. But it's just words.
Okay.
The process is what's important, you know? And that's where the whole misinformation part comes from, is like understanding the process. People get lost on the words, it's confusion, you know? Like, you know what I'm saying? If you know something, you know, Jorge, you
Okay.
can explain that shit backwards and forwards, inside and out, more than one way. You feel me?
Okay.
So, like, if you was explaining some shit to me that you really, really have an intimate grasp of, and I corrected you over some semantical type bullshit, you would be able to be like potato, you know, tomato, and still correlate that information in an understandable way. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. I
So
think I'm
that's
tracking.
what I mean. That's what I mean when I say misinformation. Like, a lot of that stuff is intimidating. And if emotion supersedes logic, I mean, most of the time, then the emotion is going to influence your thought process. Like, very rarely do, you know, people going to slow down and fact check it and stuff. I'm like that,
But
you
the
know?
problem is, even nowadays, if you try to fact check stuff, how do you know where the reliable source is from? That's
Well, you know what? That's a good question, bro. And you know what? I really, I dislike to use the the phraseology, fact check, you know? And I'm going to tell you why. How? And see, it goes into philosophy, right? Are we checking empirical data? Well, in that case, then that's just doing your due diligence and critical thinking and being a responsible human being and going through the steps to make sure you have as much information as possible before you still take the accountability and make a choice with what you have been provided with based on what you deduce. That's just reason right there. But when they say fact check, what I think it does is it absolves individual accountability to these said entities, like what you bring up, to where we're like, who in the fuck is who? Who's going to be the reliable source or said air quote entity or institution that we can come to that's going to bequeath us with verified, trustable information? And you know what I blame that shit too, Jorge?
What's that?
Our society has become such as that we want a panacea for everything. We want a quick fix, a fix it, a pill. Like right now, like how are we talking about Marty McFly and technology and all so on and so forth? You did? And the same thing is happening with information. And this has happened in me and your adult lifetime.
See,
You know
but
what I'm saying?
here's why I say this. I know it's not just me, but it seems within the last 10 years,
Yeah.
I don't understand why they try to discredit so much of the science. So if you're starting to discredit that, then what is there to believe?
Maybe, and I'm going out on a limb here, and this is conjecture. I'm going to take accountability and say it's conjecture. It's my opinion. Assuming maybe it's flawed by design like that. Maybe that is the anticipated outcome. It just doesn't make sense to us because we have to suffer the adverse effects of said anticipated outcome.
What I'm getting at is there's been a sudden shift in society where what was known as a pillar of knowledge has now been either influenced or affected by outside interests that they no longer are telling you the truth. It's not scientific truth anymore. It's kind of
you know why, right?
It's kind of changed and swayed to benefit corporations. That's the problem.
It's fear, right? It's fear. Got your ass. Yeah. Skeeter on the flight. It's like shooting a duck on the wing, baby. Anyway, I was telling my son about this because he's fixing to go. Like, you know, he's finna get his cap and gown and go be grown. Cool. So, you know, I be trying to school him and tell him stuff that he'll remember after, you know, he has to pay some bills and shit. You know, after he kick in, he's gonna be like, okay, this is what Pops was talking about when I thought he was retarded. So I was telling him, I was like, okay, so if money is not backed by gold, what is it backed by? And he was like, I don't know. I was like, well, think about it. And he was like,
but
the government. Go ahead.
Here's the even scarier part that a lot of people don't understand that money has to be backed by a valuable item. They just
I told them.
They just think it just comes from, you know, a paper bill that they decide to print, which is unfortunately kind of what's happening is you're just, you know.
And I broke it down for him like that. Like you know how I interact with my babies. I treat them like adults. And I told him, I was like, look now, there's something extremely tangible that money is backed by. And he was like, what's that? I was like, fear. And he was like, how? I said, look, if I don't pay the light bill, motherfucker, the light's gonna get cut off. You're not gonna have no internet. So the fear of not having it makes me pay. The fear of things happening bad is what makes an adult man or an adult woman get up and go to work and sacrifice their time, which is precious and finite, and we take it and we get paper. And I said, they so cold with the game now to where, as a society of Westerners, we base our self-worth, our value, and self-esteem off of productivity. And I said, it's a cold game. I said, so it will behoove you to pay attention, to learn the game, so you can take advantage of these NPCs so you're at the top of the pile. When you're at the top of the pile, it is then your responsibility, having your blood in me, to help as many motherfuckers as you possibly can get up there with you. And that is how you give the system the finger. So I'm always schooling it. You feel me? Because ain't no sense in lying. You know? Ain't no sense in lying. Sweat equity is real. You know? And I mean, at this stage in the game, it's become so it's ingrained, like what you said. Babies don't know there was a time when Wi-Fi, cell phones, the internet, so on and so forth, etc., didn't exist. And I say that. And look at the way it is. When it was the 80s, right? The old heads in the 80s was bitching about everything that all the little cutesy, tootsie, media influencer, TikTok, hey, people are making millions of dollars talking about. The soil being fucked up, the bees dying, fluoridated water, the pipes being made out of plastic and the plastic being toxic. All this stuff, and they got minimized and brushed off as a bunch of old antiquated fuddy-dudds. And this was in the 80s, bruh. And now, here it is, not even a little bit more than 40 years. And all this stuff is coming to fruition where the truth is being told, and it's begrudgingly because of lawsuits. They're getting tired of paying people. Obviously, it's not because they care. And I hate to be so vague and say they.
Yeah.
So what I would say is the corporate interest.
Yeah.
You know, that's so irresponsible. I hate that chicken shit. And they and burn. Let's go. And you know, don't get me started. This ain't that. But yeah, so all that stuff has been my focus here in the past, you know, little time or whatever. And legacies are becoming more and more important. So it's like, what do you do? How do we navigate this? You know?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I guess it is what it is. And as much as you like to do something different about it, it's gotten to the point now where I don't know if there's a way to turn back.
Well, I think the most disturbing thing for me, and I think I've told you this before, the most disturbing thing for me, because I ain't even old yet. We're not even old, bro. The most disturbing thing is that self-reliance, like we attach virtue to that shit now. When you just used to have to be self-reliant.
Yeah.
You know? Like everybody get booty pats for the stupidest. Like, bro, you ain't know that. You ain't know glass cleaner clean glass. Why be damn? You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, bro, how come they can't see it? And then I thought about it. What made me me? What made you you? Reflecting on conversation me and you when we be rapping, right? Being little. You had no Nintendo like that. You know, it's for the rich kids, like your rich cousins had all the games like that. You might like we had video games, don't get it twisted, but you know, it wasn't like all willy-nilly.
Yeah.
So reading books, playing outside, basically finding other things to do constructive, because whooping still existed. I will safely say that we were the last generation of children that got treated like human beings. We weren't coddled. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, no, it was, yeah, definitely not.
We were the last generation that got treated like humans, bruh. Put some dirt on and get your ass back outside. Like that's just what it was. Little humans. Like
But
literally.
yeah, I get it.
Seen and not heard. Shut up, I'm bigger than you, little human. Now, away from me now, peasant. Like, yeah, like we were the last ones. But it's like getting your cubs ready for the wilderness, right?
Okay.
And then now we kind of have to take a little bit of accountability for how these future generations have turned out, because we know what we hated. And the reason that these babies don't know is because we made sure that they don't have to.
Yeah.
And I mean, with natural progression as well, it's inevitable some things are going to change. But no, we're Generation X, baby. We put that shit in hyperdrive. We terraformed that shit. We made sure it happened. Hey, exactly. It's the truth, though. And the more and more I think about it, and I'm sitting up here, something so innocuous to me like this, and I mean that shit. This is innocuous to me. You put seeds in the ground, they grow, food comes. But there's rules, you know? You got to wait for certain things. You got to make sure. It's all stupid stuff to me, you know, that I can just do. And that's what brought that conversation up with my son. I was like, Sava, you do realize that it's people in your peer group that absolutely have no idea and or can't do half of the shit that you and your brothers and sisters have been taught by me. And it's just because of, the way the game goes, times change. I said, so never take for granted what you know, like what you always tell me, that other people know what you know. And
Yeah.
I want you to take that a step further and expand it into skills and abilities as well. Because a lot of people can't do some of the stuff that I tell you to do, even though you're glued to technology, 16 to 17 hours out of daylight of the 24, I can still tell you, hey, I need you to go get me some barbecue and wood. And you be like, okay, and come back with the right stuff that ain't gonna make us sick or kill us. And it doesn't matter where we are. Or I can say, hey, I need you to go and do me a 4x8. It's like a little, and that's literally a flower bed. It's tiny, 4 feet this way, 8 down. And we know Till, so he already knows. I have 2 garden tools, no, 3: a leaf rake, a metal rake, and a shovel. My other garden tool is a stick. That's it. And I've been leaking it because of the damn dogs, man. Call myself gonna do it right this year, blah blah blah. Give it a full effort. And the dogs, it's like a war, They don't care about boundaries. They don't care about fences. It's something new. They just want to see what it is. And they're on 4-wheel drive. So they like to go walking and shit. So they romped in a little bit of one of mine, but it came back. It's looking good. Point being, my son prepared that, and he did so good that he actually prepared it 2 years ago,
Okay.
and I had to do nothing. I just raked it. Every year, I just rake it now.
So what are you growing in that garden out there?
So I've been thinking about everything, legacy and life. When I was little, we used to watch PBS. You used to watch PBS, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. There's this show on PBS. Me and my granny used to watch this shit. They come on Sunday. Sunday was gardening day. It was called the New Yankee Gardener. No, the New Yankee Workshop. I watched that, just me. And the other one was Victory Garden, right? And I asked my granny, what's a victory garden? Because at first I just thought it meant like, like He-Man, win. Yay. Well, they good at it. And she told me during the war, and you just said it, they was all, what war? The only one that mattered to them, World War II. So it's like during the war, the government come on now and told people to grow gardens and to get everybody, because the consensus was, shit, what the hell I look like in the suburb of Chicago or New York or wherever, trying to grow some damn corn and tomatoes and shit. You look like a patriot. That's what you look like. We don't have the resources to be growing lawns and all that. And, like the effort was going to the war, the farmers was jacked up. Like, supply chain issues, logistics. So sustain on what you can. At the minimum, grow your own produce. We ain't saying go get some cows and rabbits and shit.
Yeah.
But, grow your own. So that's where the Victory Garden came. It's really a dope thing. Y'all should Google it. Look it up. So I'm back on that. I'm like there with that. And I'm like,
But here's the irony of things.
yeah, here we are now.
We went from the government encouraging people to grow their own produce and vegetables to the
Yep.
government restricting people from growing their own vegetables and gardens.
Being a criminal if you share seeds. Now, so there's a lot of plants that well, hell, all of them grow in water. And we just so happen to do something that is near and dear to all of us, that is primarily based around water. And it's a permanent fixture in our lives, and that's the aquarium hobby. So I've been playing.
I know where you're going with that, but everybody that's tried it runs into
it's the sustainability, that, right? How is it feasible?
You just don't have the nutrients required to be able to grow food in a not abundance, but the necessary amount to be able to
to sustain yourself.
Yes.
Right. So these are real life issues, right? And that's what I'm going to school for: greenhouse technology, sustainable growth system. So let me show you something. I got to.
Where'd he go?
Okay, there you go.
There he is.
Okay, so I want you to look at this camera. Hold on. Push that. Push this. Push the settings button. Push that button, and then back camera. Okay, and then go back, and then close that, and then open that, and then move my finger. Okay, so this is Swiss chard.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm cheap and I'm country. Actually, we're Texans. They need to, since everybody inventing words and shit, they need to make a word for us Texans. There's a special brand of us Texans, all right? We ain't country, and we ain't like metropolitan either, like, like from the bricks, New Jersey, goddamn it, Chicago, New York. I'm not capping, but I'm saying, like, bruh, we riding horses and shit down here in Houston. You feel me?
Yeah.
But it's like that to where in the same weekend you can find yourself, and I shit you not, fishing, killing a hog, eating the finest restaurant, like Michelin quality, at a damn rave party, eating a bunch of beans, you know, all in the same damn weekend, and then go hit the line and go to Louisiana and go gamble. So it's not like I guess, bohemian. That's the word. So this, I got them from the feed store. All right, that's the significance. So if you got feed, look, I don't care where you live. Google feed store near me, and I promise you should be able to find one within 20-25 miles.
What are you talking about? The setup there, the planner?
So this is a knockoff of the Aero Garden, and I bought
No,
it
no,
because
I
I
know. But
wanted to.
what you're referring to being able to pick up at any
This I
place. You're
got
talking about
no the
the
seed.
vessel?
Yeah, no, just the plant,
Oh,
the
okay. That's what
seeds.
I want you to clarify because I don't
Yeah,
know what you were talking about.
yeah. So the seeds themselves came from the feed store because I go there to get my dog food. And I know when I was little, my granny used to go over there by the feed store and get seeds for everything, or she'd get them from the little catalog things. So anyway, you Google where they are near you, and I'm talking about like $5. Buy $5 worth of seed, and when I say $5 worth of seed, here, let me flip the camera back around. This is the significance in that. Seeds are relatively inexpensive. Let me flip the camera. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. And so for example, you take $5, right? You go
Okay.
find your feed store, right? And you go in there and you want to do microgreens because you don't, you don't feel like, you ain't trying to do all that. And you might have like health restrictions, whatever. It's cool. And you get the leca pebbles, and you get everything ready to go. You're going to do microgreens in the house. And that's a really good thing. I think you should at least try to do that. Figure out a way to incorporate fresh, healthy food that you know the source of into your diet. So you go in that feed store and you're going to look for some seeds like this. All right, I got these at the Dollar Tree. And American Seed Company, I like them, man. I've been growing their stuff for years. They're not like, all the trendy shit. Like, I'm not gonna say them, but y'all know BC and all of them. I'm not, the trendy ones, and they good too. They good too. Don't get me wrong, but
But
you go in there. This envelope weighs, God, 4 grams. Okay,
okay.
here's my point. So feed stores sell shit to farmers in bulk. The price is the price. You feel me? Now, I have noticed that they done got smart because we getting hip to the game. And really what it is all them gentrified people is making it to where they charging more. And because now they starting to take bulk seed and individually package it in the store and sell it for like $250, $225 like that. Whereas you would go in there and you would ask for 2 grams, right, of radish seed. 2 grams of radish seed is a shitload. You see what I'm saying? Or you get a gram of tomato seed. Again, a butt ton, And that's what I did. I'm talking my son's dad as well. I don't overpay for seed.
Well, now
All
you
you do is need it.
don't. Right now you don't. But here's the thing that people don't understand, and they think that it's a convenience thing.
Yeah.
This whole seedless watermelon, all these
Yeah,
seedless
that's some
fruits.
bullshit. Yeah.
That's just a way
And
to be
oh
able to
my
corner the
God,
damn market so
this is
that
beautiful. You want to talk about hypocrisy? So the whole thing is And you know our thing, Jorge.
Yeah.
The misleading, the you know, the provocative, sensationalized advertisements, so on and so forth, because that's what they do. They predicate it with fear, so they can get you, make a sucker out of it. So you look at the seedless stuff, like watermelons and all that stuff. And again, there's so much misinformation out there. And everything is not some evil mad scientist or this greedy power hungry corporation trying to, smuck you over. That's not the case at all. And this goes back to individual accountability and paying attention, understanding the processes. And that way, when you do come across people like me and people way smarter than me, which will be easy, you'd be like, okay, that makes sense. I see why you're that way. And see this watermelon, for example. It's cloning. You know that, right? It's
Uh,
genetics.
well, it's got
It's
to be
genetics.
something because if you
It's
don't have
genetics.
seeds, where do you get it from?
Genetics. It's genetics. It's cuttings. It's just clones. That's what I'm saying. So and then too, they have seeds. You know that, right?
Yeah, but they're being stored.
Exactly. They're gonna produce seed, but they're harvested and shipped off to market before the seeds develop. But they leave in the field to make sure they have seed stock for the next roll. You feel me? And
Okay.
they're not breeding air quote seedless watermelon. What they're doing is selectively breeding over time, and this is in most instances. Okay, obviously with technology they have started doing some serious shit that it's way too complicated to talk about here, even for me, and I'm not going to do that. So
Well, I guess what I'm getting
the
at,
the regular ones is that you got, the regular seedless ones that you talk about,
but
them over time they breeding the ones that throw less and less seed. That's it.
yeah, but what I'm getting at,
Selective breeding.
it's like everything else, even technology. It starts off
Mm-hmm.
with a way to help society and if you can grow more fruits
Oh
and vegetables, you can
fuck.
feed more people. But then you get greed involved with this, and it starts turning
Well,
from being something that initially started out as something being good to where it's like, well, how can we maximize our profit?
see, see, that's what I said a while ago on the last show. Again, me and the little man, we rapping, bro. We was out in the yard getting it in. Now I told you I had to redo my garden. Fucking them fucking dogs. Oh my god, I love them though, asshole. And I told him, I said, his son. And I ain't gonna lie, I was postulating, so I was leaning on the rake. It was one of the nostalgic ass moments, and I took full advantage of it. I'm not gonna lie, don't give a fuck either. So I was like, imagine if everything you saw, instead of it being stupid, and you had to come out here and help me and listen to me ramble about, you know, stuff that ain't important to you right now, but it will be. Having to rake up leaves and dog poo and all that crap. What if everything out here was useful? He was like, "What you mean?" I was like, "You know how like when we go home and go see your brother and them in the DR?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, everything everywhere." He was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, you're right. We got a point." I was like, "Fruit, like everything, just it's a grocery store growing outside, and we so damn ratchet. Like we don't even care about like normal stuff. We want the real wild stuff, like the native, like what they call them. In Mexico, I think they call them mamones or mamoncillo. It's like a little fruit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
We call them limoncillo, and Puerto Ricans call them canepa. But that's a wild fruit. You dig? It would be like the Caribbean version of a lychee. If a lychee had a baby with, what would you say, Jorge? Like a little orange or kumquat or something. You
Yeah.
feel me? Like that. And just in concept, y'all, it's got the thin rind, but inside of the fruity pulp, there's large seeds inside, and eat the pulp around, and then discard the seedless. Riquísimo. It's so amazing. Like, it's worth fighting over. And then grow wild, but it's a season for them. And my son knows this, and I'm like, bro, informational bias. Everybody experience is not the same. So when you're thinking about making the world a better place, you really got to think about that. Like, how is it better, right? Intrinsically, and
Okay.
not the other stuff, the greed and everything that you're speaking about. And that is what has pushed this whole thing. Because there's already these concepts in place, right? You got people who live in suburban areas, and I am assuming that they don't have zoning laws or HOAs, because what they have done is they create fucking microclimates in their backyards, and they create food forest in their backyard, in their green space. And I just think that is amazing because of the concept, but more importantly, because of the balls it takes to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because the best kept is still going to be unsightly to people who don't have an eye for those types of things. You see what I'm saying? To where, like, if you had a garden
Okay.
in your yard, right? And it was one of those nice ass $1,000 raised garden beds that you got off of Wayfair or some shit, all rustic looking, nice dark oak stain, and had a nice what do you call that bastard on top of it?
Canopy?
No, not even a canopy, dude. I helped my auntie put hers, a pergola, up there, all nice and rustic looking, but it was in your yard, and it was all like nobody would say anything. But it doesn't really serve a purpose. It's decoration. You did? Could you load it and grow a bunch of stuff? Absolutely, you could. And it's great. I encourage it. If that's how you want to move, do it. I think it looks fly. My point is, that's what we have been conditioned to see and accept. But when you go by somebody's shit and it's clean, don't get me wrong, but to you, it looked like they need one of them yellow stickers in their yard. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
Have you ever seen somebody with a yard overgrow and the city put one of them yellow tags in their shit and give them a citation?
I'm in Arizona, dude.
Oh, damn, bro. Okay, let me put it in some shit you'll understand. You know how
I think
when
I
the
know what
meth
you're
heads
saying,
break
but
into a house and they condemn a house?
yeah.
Like that.
Okay.
And it's like a bunch of junk cars and tires and shit
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah. They want you to
There
clean
you
it
go.
up.
Yes, that. When they put the paper on your door, that shit. So you go by somebody thing and you see everything above their fence like it's Jurassic Park, like they got the raptor in that bitch. You feel me? Like,
Jurassic
what
Park.
you gonna do? Yeah, bro. So that's why they take balls to do it. And they back there
But
growing
there's
dwarf
a
varieties
difference.
of cool
There's
shit.
a difference where you just let weeds grow and not producing anything versus
Right.
anybody can tell the difference between produce and weeds.
Now, see, this is a contentious topic, all right? And I got to stay true to the game. That word right there, I don't like that word weed, but I ain't gonna lie, I use it colloquially for the sake of conversation. There's no such thing as weed. And half the things we call weeds, oh my God, it's great. Half the things we call weeds, it's medicine. So hear me out. Jorge, we live in the same society where you can go buy weeds and the poison to kill them with at the same store. And you know what that weed is? Dandelion. You can go to any Epicurean, more high-end, health-oriented supermarket and buy dandelion greens, and y'all know it. And in the same damn store, I promise you, you can find some type of herbicide, even if it's some of that BS they claim to be organic, but herbicide nonetheless. What logic? That part. And don't get me wrong, but how come collectively, like as a society, that isn't ridiculous? Like, wait a minute. There's weed killers to kill dandelion, but they got dandelion greens over here, and they selling these bitches for like, $4-5 a bunch. Why would I kill them then? Maybe I don't kill mine, and I'll sell them too. Let me investigate and see if it's a special kind of dandelion or something, only to find out. No, but yeah, there's culinary cultivars of dandelion, but it's more of a novelty, like I said.
Yeah,
But
but,
look at
but
the
there's
logic
more
in it.
weeds than just dandelions, though.
Oh, yeah, but they not weeds. I've been doing this because I wanted to see how they took on the internet. I've been talking about native plants and stuff just to see what kind of dialogue I generate. I'm telling y'all now, it is a fucking burning desire of mine. I got more videos. They're on my phone. I don't post them. Yell if you want to, Jorge. I don't give a fuck. You know how I am. And I record stuff, and then sometimes my mood will have changed, and it doesn't get posted right away. Like the momentum, the mojo ain't there. So, burning desire to really just get it out there into the ether, all that stuff. Because my kids know it cool. So the way I see it is, if my kids know it and it's cool, and that ain't even really they thing, but they still know it enough to understand the practicality of it to where they don't bitch about it. If I tell them to do it, then it's stuck. So I'm gonna put it out there because maybe it's some more little youngins or just people that ain't have no pawpaw or uncles and shit that need to know stuff, but relatable, digestible, to where it's not intimidating, to where it's understandable. And so that's why I did the one I was bitching about them puppies, and I was showing some geraniums, some representatives of geraniums in my yard. All yellow, man. These spiny fruit buttercups, they're ranunculus, something that I don't remember off the top. It's a ranunculus though. And just beautiful. And then there's some cranesbill out there, another geranium, real nice, and just really trying to trigger that hunger again to where it's like, hey man, we all from Earth. Enough with the distractions. We all smart as hell. And the reason we fighting is because we so damn smart and we ain't focusing our good smartness toward nothing constructive or conducive to positivity. So we bickering and fighting this shit because we ain't got no damn purpose. You know how it is, Jorge. What they say, idle hands
Yeah.
is that whole adage. So, and this ethos has helped me in the military in the past.
Yeah,
You feel
but you
me?
see, I'll tell you what the problem that I see with what you're saying about teaching and all this and wanting to learn. How do you get people to even understand or learn this stuff if everything is being delivered to your door?
Hmm.
You don't even have to go to the grocery store. You don't even know where people in
You know what?
today's society have no clue where the stuff comes from other than the grocery store.
These are
That's
pertinent
so
questions, man.
fucking bad.
Damn good. That like it's a very pertinent question, and it's refreshing because these are things that I think about, man. You know, and you know what? Me and white boy Tommy be talking about this shit, man. That's my homie. Like gardening, but nah, bro. That's something we do. That's what's up. But nah, purpose, methodology, right? All of that. There's this love though of it that drives the whole damn thing, right? So there's a baseline of I already know if I do X, Y, and Z, also known as add dirt and lifter, leave it the F alone. I'm gonna get something. It's gonna grow. If it germinate and don't get ate by the bugs, you know, long enough to get up 3, 4 sets of leaves, whatever it is, I'm gonna get something. Cool. But it goes deeper than that because of the love of different tricks, how we gonna manipulate it, stuff like that. So we rapping, and I'm like, man, what you got? What you put in the ground, boy? You know? And then I started laughing, and I was like, man, we sound like some old ass motherfuckers, man. Talking about, yeah, Roscoe, you plant you some tomatoes this year? No, I didn't get them out there in time, but I put me some turnips down, you know, and I was laughing. But I thought about it and I was like, bro, we're not even old. So we was rapping on all the projects and stuff, and I was like, so I'm on this thing. We're doing no-till. I've always done no-till. And I've been curating this whole urban sustenance thing for a minute. But what pisses me off, I told him, is how everything is turned into this cutesy novelty. All like, hey, you know, did you know that water's wet? Type shit. And there, the approach then is not a reproach, or not reproach, an approach of reverence and respect. Like, hell yes, and give this some fucking respect and knowledge, you know? This is my last one. I'm gonna hold it close. No, it's a novelty because, like you said, you would take your ass to the store, everything delivered to you. You feel me?
Well,
So
yeah, that's the problem. They're not even. People are not
yeah,
even taking the time to leave their houses anymore to go see. I mean, and I think what happened was that during the whole stay at home, don't go out kind of stuff, kind of cemented this philosophy that why leave the house? You know, it's kind
right.
of like
Oh, I think that was planned obsolescence, bro. I'm not a, I'm not one of those analyst stats guys that observes, but just putting the pieces together, being a discerning adult. That looked like planned obsolescence to me because they had that technology waiting. And I'm mad at a motherfucker I didn't invest in DoorDash because I seen it. You know?
you're
we
one of
was
the
square, we
biggest
was
stewards of
looking to
that
see what to
yourself.
invest
So
in. You know, that would have been great. But getting back to like me and white boy Tommy was talking about, I was telling about like that, how everything is to your front door and like the whole novelty thing that takes away the reverence. You did. So me, when I say like I really been curating urban farming, it ain't nothing special. What I'm saying is urban in the sense that most urban environments are not conducive to producing food without amendments work corrections to that environment. You know, your raised garden beds, your soil amendments, you know, your nitrogen fixing cover crops, you know, beans, beets, peas, etc. All that stuff. Well, what if you don't have that knowledge? What if you don't have the money, the means, you know? Like how they say on what's his name? How Smokey said, like, you don't never got nothing that match. Ham, no burger, Kool-Aid, no sugar, peanut butter, no jelly, no bread. You know what I'm talking about? So what you would do if you can't run to the store and spend a good $80 on some bags of dirt. Even if you do find some choke bins or some bullshit, like all these little gimmicky ass little videos, oh, make a goal, this and that, and all this. It's cool. I'm not hating. But I'm distinguishing what me and what the homie Tommy was talking about. Like, what if you ain't got this? What if you can't? And I know stuff that I take for granted. And I told it to my sons, like, my granny showed me that stuff because she grew up in a fucking depression. Like, I know that you can get some potatoes. Don't throw them bitches away when they start growing. Cut them into 4 pieces, put them on some cardboard in a warm, dark spot, and put their ass outside. Do a little reading. Understand that the warmer it gets, the less energy goes into the potato, so on and so forth. When it gets cool, they start putting energy into it. Like, you know, learning little nuancey type stuff. And like a tomato, just dumb stuff. Like, that's urban, that's survival. You know, what if, like, I'm privileged, you know? Like, my granddad, she'll kind of fuss at me. And I went and spent all this damn money, but I'm like, Granny, they $4 for $1. And she said, boy, look at that. For that, and then how many you gonna get in now? And then how you know you gonna get 100% hit? What's 100% hit? That's country per germination ratio. So your germination success rate.
Yeah, but you don't always. You don't. I'm assuming
You
that
don't
doesn't
get it.
happen where you get 100%.
Hell no, no, never. Unless you do stuff. Yeah, you can, but you gotta do stuff. But I'm just saying, look at how, like, my granny would say shit like that, like common knowledge, just stuff. But now it's like, you know, the Pity Patty Club, because somebody made a gimmick ass YouTube video about it. But here it is, this woman that didn't even have a high school education, but they knew that shit. You feel me? I take it for granted because you know how, through the way life worked, I ended up being raised by her. You feel me? She ain't gonna be able to do nothing but teach me what she knows. So it's not that I'm an anomaly. It's just that everybody got a different set of circumstances and a different set of skills. And I think because of that built-in self-deprecation that is part of our society that I've talked about on the show before, we don't think that what we know either A, has value, or B, we think everybody already know it, which again substantiates it not being worth mentioning. So I'm telling my boy Tommy, I live on the south side in Houston. Now, we got a good climate, we got a good zone, but the dirt hit or miss. What we have here is a mixture of clay packed loam and gumbo dirt. And the gumbo is, it's a rich loam that has a lot of organic material in it. Clay and sand is black. It's gumbo. Google it. Google gumbo dirt. And I was explaining to Tommy what a lot of people don't factor in, you know, is when a developer comes through and builds houses, they do the opposite to their dirt. of what you need to grow shit to eat. A
What
lot of people don't know that. You feel me?
What do you mean they do the opposite? I thought they just compacted so that it doesn't
No,
shit.
no. Fuck no. They come in, they scrape the topsoil layer, they bring in sand, they bring in clay, they bring in caliche. They make it to build a house on. You know what I'm saying? But then again, we in Houston. But I'm talking just cities like what they do. But yeah, the topsoil's gone. That is for your lawn. If you live somewhere where you can have grass, but where your house is at and your lot, oh yeah, they all that because it's got to be conducive to running pipes and infrastructure, municipalities. And that ain't conducive to your garden. And then when you really start to get like nerdy, you start talking. You know how like, oh man, it's so funny. Yo, you, big homie, big bro, big Hank, all everybody, y'all, the deep substrate guru, all y'all, soil biology, soil microbiology, more accurately. That shit is important. It's extremely important. It's so important. And it's cool because we are already familiar with so many concepts from the aquarium side of things. And that disconnect is being aware, the realization that these things are interchangeable, these concepts, these principles, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Like nitrogen fixation, nitrate, nitrite, etc. One of the biggest myths. Oh God, don't get me started talking about nitrate. You know, but like for the human body, you know how important that is to people? Nitric oxide,
Okay.
like every disease that go down that deep dive of nitric oxide and how important it is and how we get it from leafy green vegetables, from nitrogen fixing bacteria in the soil that convert it back into ammonia so the plants can take it up.
Hey, Steve, I think something happened to your mic because it said it's been sounding muffled for a little while.
Hold on, let me see.
It might be your earpods. How's the battery on them? Where'd he go? All right. Well,
All right.
there you go. Much better.
Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, way
Okay.
better. Like
Sorry
100
about
times
that.
better.
So, damn. Kind of I forgot what we were talking about. You gotta remind me. We were talking about growing stuff.
Yeah, you're just going on about growing that stuff, and
Sometimes I wish we could rewind the live stream like in real time. That would be badass. You know?
I wish I could do that all the time, Steve.
But you know, oh yeah, just in life. That's what it was. Information bias, having skills, taking stuff for granted that you know that other people may or may not know for whatever
Yes.
reason. So we were talking about the microbiology and the interchangeableness of it. Nitric
Oh,
oxide.
the important use of nitrogen.
Yeah, it's so important. And it's so cool. Like, the plants take it up. It's reversed. It's let me see if I remember it. And don't come for me. I'm not gonna Google, I'm gonna try to remember it. No, no to ANH. Something like that. Yeah. No to ANH. Something like that. One of them. But I know it's no to, and then ammonia. So NO3, I think, or NH3.
For what? For nitrogen?
Uh, yeah, I think. I'm not gonna Google it. Y'all don't come for me. But if y'all know it, please correct me. Um, I'm big on that, bro. I'll look it up later. And if I fucked up, which I'm pretty sure I did, I know the no and the no two part that's in there. That ain't going nowhere. I always mix them up because I'll think of the whole thing. Because then somebody will be like, "How?" And I remember how to do the math with the arrows and
N2O.
shit. I gotta write it.
No, that's nitrogen dioxide. And
Yeah. So it's no to no to
N2O.
yeah N2O. There you go. There you go. And you know how it's fixated.
NO2, I mean, yeah. But that's
Lightning,
nitrogen
bro.
dioxide. That's not what you're talking about, is it?
Yeah, lightning, dude. Lightning is what fixes nitrogen to make it
Ozone?
uptakeable by plants. Nah, so the lightning splits the particles and they get caught in the rain,
Yeah,
and
but I thought lightning, the byproduct of lightning was ozone.
it is one of them. Yeah, but in that process, it's fixing nitrogen. It's cool as hell. There it is. There you go. Thank you. Um, but so I'm vibing on all that, and I'm rapping with the homie, and I was telling them about that. Like, man, gotta do it right. I ain't buying no dirt. Like very limited money spending because here's why.
Well, let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
You said not buying dirt. And the reason I ask is I'm not a gardener, but I know you are.
Right.
Any soil can be amended, can it? Because you can make compost and make your own soil.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna say this. Can any soil be amended? Yes and no. And I'm gonna say no because some some soil may be so highly contaminated and that it needs to be mitigated first. So you would plant a detox like fucking dandelion. Dandelions are so good, they're indicators
Okay,
of
but
stuff.
okay, you're talking contaminants that are not organic.
So yeah, so like heavy metals, again,
Oh,
urban. We live in the city. It's they don't care. And then if you in the hood, that's really urban. That's the hood. Is urban is the hood. Damn it. So it's poison down here. You feel me? So how can you remedy that? What do you grow to remedy it? So I mean that's a damn good question. Can any soil can be amended? Yeah, but that's kind of a loaded answer, and I don't want to give people the idea that you know our adage. You just post some shit in it, mix it up, and it'll be all. No, not with nature. It don't work like that. But for the most part, yeah. Or
you see,
you don't grow in the soil.
and I know Jeff is kind of being funny by saying that he amended his sand yard. But look, think
Nah,
about
you
it.
can.
We live in the desert, and the soil out here is sand. I mean, it's to a degree. It's not all sand. There are. We happen to be in an area where I guess over years the Colorado River would flood
Y'all
and
got
bring
that
out.
sediment coming off that river.
Yeah, but the general substrate you're going to find out here is sand. I mean, it's
Yeah.
so.
But it's conducive because y'all got the temperature. They just water the shit out of it, and they just hit it with a lot of feed.
Well, yeah, they hit a lot with a lot of. Well, it used to be a lot more fertilizers and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But
That and I mean,
now they're
it's
kind of
stuff like that.
because organic has become a little bit more profitable. They're kind of going that route, but
And Yeah, don't even get me started on organic.
But I know the
That's
truth
the
about
biggest
organic
hoax.
because I see how they treat those fields.
Yeah, what I'm
There's
about to
nothing
say, bro.
organic
That stuff's
about
the
them.
biggest hoax. That is the biggest misinformation. But again, it's
Okay, let me put
perpetuated
it
by
like this:
people's fear.
they are organic between the hours of 6 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. That's when they're organic.
Yeah, okay. Man,
Because then all the federal agencies that are governing those fields go home for the day.
you know, when we're talking about logic and emotion, right? Critical thinking has been eroded from society because emotion and ego, main character syndrome, that shit has been propelled to the forefront. You did? So somebody like me, somebody like you, off real, we finna be assholes. Cause I'm gonna say organic bread. If you go to school and they teach you like organic, synthetic, etc.,
Here's a crazy part.
you're like, well, what the hell?
Here's the crazy part because if people really wanted to consume organic, they
They grow
wouldn't
their
buy
own food.
they wouldn't buy the fruit or the vegetables at the store because organic
Mm-hmm.
vegetables and fruit are not always cosmetically pleasing.
Nope,
They're
that
not
part.
perfect.
Well, and then that's where horticulture comes into it because over time it can be, you know, like you can make like right now. That word organic to me is kind of silly because the best stuff to use don't cost no money. It just take time and knowledge, right? And you brought up soil amendment, and that's like literally where I was going. I had to amend the soil, but I said I won't buy no damn dirt. So we have a Bartlett ornamental uh, pear tree back there, and then I got this oak tree. So we pile the leaves, the clippings, and I kind of made like a improper compost pile, if you will.
Hmm.
And when I say improper, I mean I don't care because I know what's gonna happen. The less you do, the better it always turns out. You work with the earth.
Yeah.
So I just made a small divot, a big, a shallow divot over a broad space, and started the process of composting vegetable food scraps, the composting, yard waste, that whole thing, and covering it. I use the wet cardboard. That method is real efficient. I like it. Um, there's a few old blankets that I didn't want to throw away, so I roll them. I wrap them around trees and let them get rained on. It's organic, and it is an effective weed barrier, and it retains moisture. So over time, since we've been here, the humus level has built up. Also, what I would do is all these flower pots that I get from getting flowers, my antibiotic plants, they usually come in potting mix, but most of the time it's peat or cocoa coir, right? It's perfect because what those do is they loosen heavy soil and they retain moisture. They also kind of have the tendency to acidify, you know, your soil. So I would just dump them out there and I just kind of, muddle it all together.
over time. And I got this piece of tin I cover it with, but this year specifically, boy, I was like jackpot. Like, ooh, it's like, why is it like so dirt? I'm gonna have to go and get it. I'm gonna have to like videotape it. But the point is minimal effort. You know better than anybody, Jorge. I'm busy as hell.
Yeah.
How you gonna be sustainable if you always gone? But then I thought about it. I really have been telling time with plants, bro. So this is 55 to 60 days. This cultivar is a national pickling cucumber, and me and Tommy were talking about that. Like, I like the history and the story in these cultivars of the different produce that we have globally, but more importantly, like America. Like, so many have come from industry food, like Heinz got their own cucumber for pickles, you know,
Yeah.
they own tomato for ketchup. Del Monte got their own tomato for ketchup, then they got cool names like Homestead Homesteaded 24 for tomato, black crim, fucking tomato is black, Cherokee purple. The name it's I was like, "Wee, this shit cool as hell." Like I got this is a classic winter squash. It's called Waltham butternut. And this is one of the ones that you see in the store. And it's all about the English in the horticulture. So like you hear the word winter squash and you thinking, shit, you're supposed to grow that shit in the winter. So most people don't grow it. No, what that means is this is like calabaza or yama. It just means that these grow the same time normal squash does, like calabacita, and they keep up through the winter months. So when the zucchini and all that stuff ain't producing no more, you can still eat these after you've properly cured and stored them well into the winter and have seed, to start your next round. So just stuff like that, just to get people outside of that box, that crab in a bucket or frog in a pot mentality, right? To where we just get used to shit, bro. And they keep turning that water up. Them frogs ain't gonna jump out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And next thing you know, me and you sitting up here talking about we owe because we used to say the Pledge of Allegiance when we was in school, and now they beat your ass or something like that. Frogs in a pot. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, I remember them was fun things to do, family activities, because in the 80s, everybody was broke. So it was called find something free to do, make a little project. Come on, y'all bring y'all ass. We each gonna do one, blah, blah, blah. But it served a purpose. And I learned a lot of stuff that way. Bro, who alive that's old as hell like us ain't never grew a sweet potato in a damn window with some toothpicks? You know what I'm saying? You done seen that.
Yeah, I've
You
seen
put
it.
the toothpicks in there and you stick it in there. I mean, that's water propagation.
I'm trying to think. I think my grandmother used to do the potatoes. She used to do avocados.
See, yeah, avocado and mangoes. My granny too, she did the avocado.
I
Yeah,
want to say she used to have and beans. She would always sprout beans.
but think, bro, what if, like, people crazy about plants, bro? COVID proved it. You right. You motherfuckers was staying in the house more. And YouTube like quadruple. Everybody got hobbies all of a sudden, which is a beautiful thing. Don't get me wrong. But like you said, capitalism was in full force, and it's kind of because of the limitations. And it wasn't because of the lack of desire, because the people forged ahead. You know, microgreens got real popular, all the little gimmicky, tootsie cutesy stuff. So the desire's there. But like we've discussed so many times on this show, most people like us with knowledge, and really the OGs, the old heads, they not internet savvy, number one. They not finna social on social media. Number two, you know what I'm saying? And number three, they don't speak our language. So we're like this. You remember I was telling you I had this one professor, and she was an older woman, but always turned up. And I thought it was funny because I'm used to that. She reminded me of some of my old ass aunties I had when I was little. But some of the younger kids, they not used to that. And it got so bad to where, you know, we thought one of them was gonna try to jump on them, which it wouldn't have happened, but because of the disconnect in communication, like he was so angry that he couldn't see past her exuberance and her tone, that it wasn't malice, it was passion. She was extremely passionate, and like she loved what she do. She understand, like aware on a different frequency, basically. And old heads is like that. So how do we combat that? Forging ahead at the same time we, calling ourselves trying to build a lasting legacy. And that's what I've been working toward. So that's what I got going here. When I say urban, like that's what I mean. I really ain't trying to do it the conventional way, if that makes sense. But at the same time, I'm being as practical as possible, i.e., it's some stuff that you just don't benefit from pushing the card. Yo.
No, nothing. You had froze for a second, but you're back.
Okay. Yeah, no, so I'm saying there's just some stuff that you don't benefit from pushing the card or trying to experiment. And I'm reluctant to say cut corners because it's not. Because we're not here to neglect anything or air quote omit steps. Efficiency and maximization is the goal. So with that, I'm thinking, how do I do this to where it makes sense? Where A, I'm not wasting my effort, my time, and I can cover the bare minimum steps that I know I have to cover to get a decent year. And that's baseline. And then make that, from that decent baseline yield, fine tune it to where we can start actually, saying we got another one in the bag. This is a method. This works. It's proven. And that's what I've been on. Working with what you got. Because like you said, it's weeds everywhere. So I'm nerding. I'm out there looking. I'm like, well, shit. All this stuff growing his ass off. Okay, that's telling me something. And I've been playing in the dirt long enough to understand that just because you want a plant to do something, don't mean it's going to do it. if you don't provide it. You got to meet it halfway. And I do mean that. You got to at least meet it halfway. And they're so forgiving. You can meet them like a quarter of the way. So I was looking at that and I was like, okay, I know vegetables that have the same growing habits, some that might be in the same damn family or an offshoot of that family, or a clade pretty close. And that's the angle I took with it. How about not having to worry about amending the soil or all that conventional stuff? And then even outside of the box, okay, I'm gonna do it the cheap way, the free way, compost leaves and all that stuff. What if we went a step deeper? And all those are good tools to have in the repertoire, don't get me wrong. But what if we expounded upon that and rolled with nature the way she was already rolling? And I like to use weeds as an example, like dandelions, right? Dandelions indicate so much if you know what to look for, right? So, like a dandelion has a long ass taproot, okay? And a dandelion is essentially a calcium pump, okay?
Okay.
You're going to see a lot of dandelion growing in calcium deficient soil. Let me clarify something. That does not mean that dandelions like calcium deficient soil. What that means is they are exploiting their unfair advantage and saying, hey, you pussies can't grow here because there's not enough calcium. But me, big old daddy dandelion, I can go down deeper and pull that calcium up and water and moisture up and trace essential elements and nutrients up to the soil to a more comfortable level. And then y'all suckers can come back and grow. And that's what that's just one of the things. Another thing is compacted soil. If your soil is compacted, you're gonna see a lot of dandelions. Again, it doesn't mean that they like compacted soil. It just means that, hey, you other wussies can't grow here, but I can, so I'm going to. And they actually over time amend and improve the soil naturally. And you'll notice that if you don't do nothing, you don't, kill them, over time, naturally, you will see less and less dandelions naturally because they've done their job. And I use them as one example of everything that grows, air quote, because of human movement. You know, a lot of this stuff can grow here, but it doesn't have that, 1,000-year nuance that the things we call natives have. So rope all that together, right? And be able to pull up on the homie, figuratively speaking, look at what they got and rely on that knowledge to tailor them a garden plan. So this is gonna be a living diet plan, right? No, like steal it. I don't care. At this stage in the game, I don't care anymore. Steal it, do it, make people healthy. But it's a living diet plan that's tailored to what they're gonna grow that they're gonna actually eat. That's what's important. If you eat it, you're gonna grow the shit out of it. I don't care. If you like a fresh tomato with some salt and pepper on it, and you got a yellow thumb or even a brown thumb, but you know you can grow tomato, that's your thing. I promise you, every year, and I know people like that right now, they can't grow nothing else. They couldn't keep grass alive. But every year, people look forward to them tomatoes that they give away in July, August, when the season getting, after they didn't have they feel and put up what they gonna put up. And you tailor it like that to the people. And that's my spin on it. The whole victory garden thing, because we ain't necessarily in like World War II, but like the homie Orlando said, they charging us for grapes, tomato. It's seeds is free. I mean, shit, it's time. Throw them in the dirt and have just enough knowledge to get it up, because you can always expand on that. But my whole thing is getting people comfortable enough to do it so they can grow some stuff, get some W's under their belt, you know what I'm saying, for a harvest season. And from there, oh my God, the sky's the limit, especially when people see how easy it is. It's so easy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculously easy.
Well, it's easy when you have the knowledge and the
Yes.
experience, but unfortunately, that knowledge and experience is not. Well, no, you can find it. I
Yeah.
know. I know of using this media. If I Google in there how to grow something, I'll find information on how to do that. So
And
that's
oh
not.
my God, I mean, there's so much conflicting, but yeah, you're gonna find information, you know. And then so it's like, what do you do when you have that flood of information? You know what I'm saying, bro? And that's usually where people get stuck and they don't try. You feel me? What if there was something to circumnavigate that emotional part and just get straight to the doing? Look, go get you some seeds, spend $5, or you know what? Well, I don't want to grow nothing. Okay, well, do this. Get some flower seeds. Get you some marigolds or something. Plant you some marigolds, or plant you some basil or sage, something that chases the mosquitoes away. You know, and you don't got to do nothing. Scratch some dirt, put the seeds in there, read the directions, do what it says, and see what happens. Just follow the directions. I mean, ask questions, obviously, if you have them. Meet people that way. And you would be surprised the people you meet. And there really ain't no limit on it. You know that, right?
On what?
Like gardening. I think a lot of people are actually closet gardeners because of social stigma.
Well,
And
no.
social
I
media
don't.
breaking that, though, because of, the anomaly thing, like, hey, have you seen this one dude? Like, no, the one dude such and such. Oh yeah, he doing the such and such. The anomalies, people doing things that don't necessarily coincide with societal norms. Those, I mean, I don't agree with them being anomalies, but they're perceived that way. That's what I'm saying. Without going down that road, I'm staying away from that shit with a 1,000-foot pole. But that's kind of where I been with this whole legacy thing is, if you're gonna get on the internet and show people stuff, that's cool. You want to share. Well, think good, like how many people can do it like you? Because remember, the whole reason you filming this video and doing this tutorial in the first place is because you wanted to help, because you had an idea that, hey, maybe somebody might not know how to do this way. Well, the same way they don't know how to do it that way, maybe they don't know how to do it at all. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's where I've been with it. Practicality, legacy. So with that, I mean, you want to divulge the project of like what me and you are working on together?
Sure. I mean, yeah. Not. There's not a whole lot to say that hasn't been already said, but I don't
Kind of
know. What do you want?
expound on it.
what do you
'cause we
want
need
to
get to?
what do you want to cover on it?
Well, ideas. When we were talking about babies being able to see things, be inspired, but like really inspired, because from inspiration, thought and then ideas they go create. So then the question becomes, what's important now, and what's something that always will be important? Like it's a museum, right?
Yeah.
And the older we get, I'd like to think we think a little more deeply. So we
Well,
in the
you see,
museum.
that's the whole thing, though. That's
Well,
not. I didn't. None of this shit was profound.
right. Well, no, I'm talking about
None
like
of
in the
this. None of
museum
this
where you
was
like,
like
damn,
with
they was on the same shit 2,000 years
It
ago.
wasn't even thinking
Hmm.
like oh, this is gonna benefit so many kids, or it wasn't even. I would
I'm
I
still
would
here.
like to say that that's what kind of drove me to do that, but
Right.
really what it was like I said, I saw the post, um, and I said, you know what? Because they were trying to find somebody that could help them, put together an aquarium. But the problem, everybody was just giving them stuff that was stuff they didn't want. You know what I mean? It was. It was people that were trying to get rid of problems and pass it on to them and making it seem like they were trying to help out. And I saw that, I was like,
Yeah.
this is a bunch of BS.
I
You
mean,
know?
it sucks because it's like, okay, you don't want to question somebody's motive because they being nice. But on the other hand, I don't like my intelligence being insulted either. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
some bullshit is
Well,
some bullshit.
look, anybody has been in our hobby for a while, if you're trying to give somebody a common pleco, you're not doing it because you're trying to help them. You're
Yeah,
doing
he's
it
just trying to
because you
get
want to
rid
get
of.
rid of them.
Yeah.
So it was shit like that. There was one guy that wanted to give him convicts. It's like, really, dude, come on. So it was a lot
Hey,
of the
don't,
stuff.
don't. But
It
I
was a lot of the
understand.
stuff, and a lot of it was also they were promising and not following through. So when I saw that, I said, look, I am fortunate enough to be in a situation where I could help them out. And the reason I say fortunate is because not too long ago, I was given a bunch of stuff, equipment, everything that was required to set up an aquarium.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
one of the conditions or one of the
oh,
reasons that they gave me that it was given to me was because they figured that I would either find somebody that could use it or
pay
do
it
something
forward.
with it.
Yep.
So I didn't even think twice about it, because if I was going to use it, I would have already set it up. You know what I'm saying? It
Yep.
was just sitting there. Yes, eventually I was going to come around and set it up, but why not take that and actually provide a benefit?
I'm gonna clean it up for you
Yeah,
because you kind of technically said the same thing that other people was doing with the Pleco.
but no, well, the thing, no, because the difference was
I know
it
I'm just
wasn't.
giving you shit.
It was to set up because they needed somebody to give them a stand. They needed somebody to give them an
Right.
aquarium, whatever was going to go in that
You
aquarium.
you said, hey, I'm gonna come in and do it the right way and give them something that's worth having, that's decent, and do it right, not just
Well,
dump
basically,
off some shit on them I
and
don't
not
want.
even so much about doing it right, as much as I'm going to save you the trouble of having to chase people down and follow through with their commitments. So it
Okay,
was more of,
that makes sense.
okay, I'll put everything. From what I have enough resources where I can put something similar to what's in my fish room, that you'll have a complete setup, and I'm willing to give you the maintenance on it, because that's the other big factor is who's gonna. It's easy to set something up, but who's gonna follow through with doing the upkeep of that equipment?
That's always you know, that part. That's what makes people not want fish tanks in the first place. So that same problem is going to carry over. I mean, that's intrinsic with an aquarium of, Okay, who gonna clean it? Who gonna take care of it? Who gonna maintenance it?
Well, I'm sure
You
they
know?
were, if they were asking for it, because in talking to the lady, the executive director, she mentioned that she had kept aquariums when she was in college and stuff like that. So she
Okay.
had some knowledge as to keeping an aquarium. Because even she, when I first had the first meeting, I said, "What are your plans? What do you guys envision?" And she goes, "Well, it'd be cool to do a native aquarium." I said, "Okay, we can do that. Problem is, your native aquarium might not be as appealing to everybody because it's only people that are a little bit more involved in the hobby that could appreciate a native aquarium, because for
Yeah.
most people, it's going to look like a dirty, you know, unattractive fish in an aquarium."
You know what? You're talking, and I'm thinking, and like, what would be that one, right? That native aquarium that I don't give a damn who he is. You walk by, and you just like, hey, damn, that's nice. That's nice, right? And you know what popped in my head?
What's that?
Big ass grass.
Big ass grass.
Big ass grass, bro. You remember when you jerry rigged the goddamn crawfish trap out of the laundry basket from the stove with the rope?
Yeah,
That hole you was fishing in?
yeah.
That's at the big ass grass, all the reed grass growing
Oh
out
yeah.
on
Well,
there.
that's everywhere here. That was.
Bro, in a tank though?
It's too big. I
Is it?
yes.
I
And
got
and
some.
one of the things that and obviously this is getting way ahead of the game. And I forgot who I was discussing this with, but
We'll talk methodology in a little bit, but I'm kind of curious as to why you said it's too big because I know the specs of that tank. It'll
yeah,
it nah.
it's a 75 gallon, but you can't put those reeds in there. They're too tall and too big.
I'm gonna show you what I got.
Okay.
Yeah, I got some.
I mean, you can mimic it with Val. You
No,
can
I
kind
got
of
some.
get
I
the
got
same
some
effect.
shit I might well just show you. God damn it, Jorge. I got some Donax, and it's a fancy Donax. Um, it's almost ready to go on the list, but for them babies, I'll pinch you some. It's still a little early, in my opinion, for me. As it ain't what? It ain't barely even April. But yeah, I got some Donax right here. This is peppermint stick. It's just a fancy cultivar. It's variegated. Hold on. Camera. Back camera. Can you see that?
Yeah.
So that's mangroves. This is Donax.
Yeah, but that's
Peppermint
not the
stick.
shit that I got growing out here, man. That's not.
Yeah, and this is it's growing in water. This is some Rotala. This is fucking let me look at that flower. This is Vietnam. If you want some, you already know. I got you. But stuff like that would be this. But this Donax though, man, boy, that'd be nice in that Joker. You know it would.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. It would be nice, but it
uh,
can't. You know what? That would work.
I
That
got
would
another
work.
one for you though. You could put what you call it, Junsea in there, the big one. The big Eleocaris, the gigantic, that big one. That'd be nice. Junsea would be nice in there too. It's a store name for a aquarium plant, but real Junsea is one of them xeriscape plants. You know, like I don't call it cactus, but like the shit that grow over there by where you stay. I would call it a sedge. Don't come for me, but that's what it's similar to that. There's some other ones though. The giant hair grass will work. I'm just saying, brainstorming like what would be that badass native tank that looked like a nice little lazy area on the Colorado River or one of its tributaries, like little feeder creeks.
Yeah,
But
it's drain ditch, you know, but
I'm saying,
that stuff gets out here, it's over 6 feet tall. So,
oh,
to put it in a 75-gallon aquarium, is the proportions are just not there. Now,
I got some in a 40 breeder too. But no, that I see what you're saying. I'm saying though, like
no, but that's the whole thing.
down
That's
the
the
road.
reason why I said, okay, that's fine. We could do that something down the future. But
Mm-hmm.
you see, if you wouldn't have cut me off, I would have told you what the plan was for the future, where that could probably work. And the idea was to mimic a low flowing river made out of plywood,
Mm-hmm.
and have it at least like 10 feet long, probably a couple of feet wide. And in that, I could pretty much mimic one of the drain ditches out here. And that would be the proper display for
How
actual,
deep would you do it?
probably about 18 inches. That's how deep these ditches run. They don't run much deeper than that. As a matter
No,
of fact,
goddamn, that's perfect. That's
as a matter of
perfect.
fact, where all that stuff you see growing out there, those reeds or whatever, or that grass that you're talking about, it's probably no more than 6 or 8 inches of water. It's all flat area that gets flooded out.
When next time you go out there, take some pictures. You know, recon.
Okay.
You know, like random shit. I showed you before. Just get a bunch. I just need to see the plants. But I think we can probably look up the Huck on the USGS too and see what flora catalog, what flora index they did. Because I bet y'all got a shitload of invasives over there.
Oh, that's all invasive. There's
Yeah.
hardly the only, the natives that you would find would be like sunfish. Shit, I don't even think the striper bass that's in here it's all invasive.
They brung in.
Yeah, that
Hey,
was
let
brought
me
in.
ask
All
you
the
something.
carp,
Yeah,
all the
brung
carp
in.
is brought in.
Yep.
Catfish, maybe. Those flow. Those move around the river.
Yeah. Hey, did you see this? So there's a story. Some ranchers and environmentalist people down there by you, Colorado River, close to you. There's an area that the beavers came back, fixed it, it went back wild, and this corporation or something wanted to bulldoze it to develop some stuff, to expand some stuff, and it was a big deal, but they wound up doing it anyway. But the takeaway from me, what piqued my interest was beavers. And it's love, hate. Some people love them, some people hate them, some bitches.
So much for
You know?
sunfish. Yeah, no. I know we have bluegill. We have the game fish out here. The biggest ones are going to be the bass. We
Trout,
have the
maybe?
striper bass, and we have it's not peacock bass, but it's whatever other bass we have in here.
You probably got spotted, or we got Guadalupe bass here in Texas.
Probably the same thing. I don't know the species of the bass because I'm not into them, but
But there's so many subspecies of those.
yeah, but that would be those. That's usually it's either catfish or bass what they try to fish out of the river here. And I know neither one of those two. Well, the catfish could probably be native, but just about everything else has all been invasive. The only thing that I could also do like a low boy. If I did a low boy, I could probably, and I can get some top minnows the Gila top minnows, that would look okay.
I gotta send you a video. I
'Cause
got Poecilia vellifera.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but even the gambusia down here, that shit has been invasive. They brought it in for mosquito control.
Yep. The Gila top minnows would be cool. There's another one that y'all got that I want. That micro Poecilia. It's a Poecilia. It's a Poecilia. And she looked like a guppy and a molly hybridized and had babies. But the same body type as heterangia, like a leaf killifish.
Yeah,
Crazy.
what I was gonna do for
Little
the
ditch
quote
minnow.
unquote native tank was I was gonna go fishing in that same ditch where I got my molly.
Why not?
That's exactly what I was gonna do. As a matter of fact, I was gonna replicate that ditch.
There's probably other stuff in there. You just didn't catch it, you know?
Yeah, there's a whole
There's
bunch
probably
of stuff
some
in there.
gobies and little kind of stuff in there.
I don't know if there's any gobies in this area, but you never know. I'd have to leave the trap in there for a while.
Do I have a guide? I don't have a guide, so damn it.
But anyways, so that's why I got involved with them. You know, it was just the fact that I was going to be able to provide a complete service, so they don't have to run around and try to figure out what it was going to do. The other thing was when I met up with them is like, yeah, everybody has promised us everything, and you're the first person to actually show up after getting in touch with us.
No shit.
Yeah. Everybody would say, yeah, we want to help, but they wouldn't come over, and they would set up a meeting and would never show up.
I think the museum is a big deal.
In a city like yours, probably.
But
this museum's only been around for a very, very short time. It's not.
Well, hopefully this, it'll start something, and then, because people like that kind of stuff.
That's what I'm hoping. I know I've got a few people that want to get involved with the project. I know you were one of them, KGE Aquatics, Keith. He was actually the very first person. As soon as that video posted, said, "What do you need?" And not even done with the conversation, he already sent me a tracking number. So he was on top of it. And then you reached out and offered to do the plants and the fish. And then after that, it was the store down there in Tempe that I've, kind of established a rapport with them. And that was kind of good because by having the store involved, it allowed me to have access to stuff that I normally wouldn't be able to have. I mean, I get rocks like the ones that are right behind me, sticks that look like that. But being at a store that specializes in doing stuff for aquascape, you get the nicer stuff. So
yeah,
that was just kind of the upside of that. And if anything else that I need from that, all the incidentals that you forget about when you're trying to set something up, like I was able to get I told you from the beginning I was going to use sponge filters. And he said the same thing. He goes, bullshit. So he put me in touch with Seashay, and they came through with a filter for that and a heater. So it's been good. We were supposed to start on Thursday, and he was going to come down and bring all the stuff from his store, but he had some health issues, and we had to push it back. But the stuff should be arriving today, as a matter of fact, because the executive director of the museum was up in Phoenix, and she dropped by the store and picked all the stuff up.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
I'm looking at the thing. It's 23. So, hell, you'll have water in it in no time.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it's just like I said, and
the critters will leave that morning and be there that morning.
on
Boom,
the
boom.
29th.
Yep. Bada boom, bada bing.
What time do I have to be at the airport?
I'll get all the details and
Okay.
email you the air bill. You'll
Okay.
be good to go. But it'll be a dope experience though. If you ain't never done nothing like that.
No, it'll be the first time.
Yeah, it'd be pretty dope experience. It's just, and you know, like it just brings insight into a lot of stuff that we take for granted in the hobby. I was, society, okay, but it's Fish Tank Show. And obviously, the longer you do something, the more stuff you get to see change.
Okay.
And where we are now, the year of our Lord 2024, we have come so far in the hobby to where I damn near want to say, even if you lived in a tent camp, you could have an aquarium. Depending on how. Yeah, but bro, you
No,
ain't seen them,
you
dude. It's a
look,
dude that's
look.
got a tent.
Here's
He
the
got a
thing.
whole house
Here's
in
the
that
thing
bitch.
that you can't forget is that aquariums, at the end of the day,
It's
is
luxury.
luxury.
Yeah, I know. But that's what I'm like, no, dude. We have come so far in the hobby, in technology, just the understanding of some of these concepts.
But have
You
we
know.
though? Haven't we just complicated the hobby more with technology?
I'm you know what? I'm a purist. I'm gonna say no. And the reason I say no is the same reason me and you been on YouTube and have a live stream and are adamant about what we are and support and have the beliefs that we do. And that's simply all that stuff is nice to have. It's optional and not required. And some of it, like you said, is more of a pain in the ass than the benefits that are, reportedly touted. But that's all subjective. So me being a purist, you being a purist, you know damn well we could run some fish in a styrofoam cooler box. You know, put you some hornwort in there, a little bit of frog bit, a lily or something, and you run you some fish in there, some guppies, whatever. Climate appropriate. Me and you know that. I think the luxury part, I don't see that stigma going away. And I think it's the psychology in it, Jorge. Fish tanks represent stability. Because the first thing I'm gonna go think about is I don't have a room, it ain't my house, or more importantly, what if I gotta move? And that part I think is where the luxury is born from. Brick house.
Well,
You,
it's
you
even
ain't
more
going
basic than
nowhere.
that, Steve, because at the end of the day, well,
Cause I'm saying homeless people got dogs and iguanas and all kind of shit.
yeah, but
Rabbits,
look,
monkeys.
you and I both know that when you're broke ass,
Mm-hmm.
you're not living in the best of neighborhoods. And the dog is not a luxury, it's a protection.
Yeah, I give you that.
So it serves a different purpose.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, man. God forbid. But I be that dude with the biggest clear container I could find with some Lambuja in it and shit. You know?
Yeah.
I gotta go? Well, all right then, fishies. It was fun. Thank y'all for sharing y'all time with me. Here you go. Back in the creek I got y'all ass from. Like, I'm serious. That's how far we've come in the hobby.
Well, would you say that's how far we come, or that's how it always has been?
Well, I say that in lieu of the what we just explored of it being a luxury and that stigma that comes with it, and what has historically kept people from tanking that normally, would want to. That's really what I'm touching on is now, where we are in the hobby now, what we know now, what's accepted now. I think it fosters an environment where there's less of the historical reasons why you wouldn't have an aquarium than before. Most of the knee-jerk stuff people would say that have a yearning for an aquarium but still don't have one, most of that stuff is easily mitigated now. I mean, whether me and you agree with it or not,
Yeah.
shit, bro, if you got the money, you can have a tank, fish swimming and all, in your house same damn day. I don't recommend it,
Well,
but is
it's
it
not
possible?
a question of
Absolutely.
recommending. If you understand what needs to be done,
Right.
then you can do it. I mean,
You can do it. You can absolutely do it. And hell, I mean, I do it. But then again, I'm not going to tell people to do it. If you know what to do, then yeah, like what you said. But that's where we're at right now. I think spotlights are valuable. That's why this museum tank is important, because when you have the opportunity to curate something that a lot of people are going to like, its sole purpose is displayed, to be seen. It gives you a chance to take ownership of it. You know what I'm saying? And kind of speak through it. And I know you said it wasn't that heavy, but maybe this one. But look at these ideas of doing a low boy, doing a 18-inch, a tabletop, just different things. And who knows, maybe, they turn it into like a little nature nook.
see, and that's the whole thing that I got to figure out, because it's an interactive museum. So if I could create a ditch or something where there's actually the kids could get their hands in there,
like a touch pond be dope.
yeah, that would be cool. But I don't know if that's possible with these species. It's just
Oh, I've already been brewing on it, right? The whole touch pond concept. Did I
whereas
tell you
these
about the
kids'
Garrett?
hands have been, all that kind of. I think it's more of a liability issue for the museum than anybody else.
You think so?
Could be.
What if they got like a volunteer to do it? You know how you got to get your hours and stuff if you're trying to get a specific certification.
Well, obviously, it's got to be supervised. If you're going to have a display like that with open water and kids, you better be damned that there's somebody, an adult there watching what's going on.
I mean, the only thing I could think of, like, do what works and maybe research some that exist already and kind of, this is one of them situations where inspiration is, I think it's recommended, Shit, like, they doing it, it works. Cool.
Yeah, well, the thing is this,
you just need a shell. You got
when
your
this
brain.
project gets finalized and hopefully everything is goes well, there is a second project that they like to see happen. But by that one, I'm going to need one of the tank manufacturers to step up, because there's no way in hell that I'm going to be able to get that many tanks. They have a wall where they like to set up like 9 tanks.
What size?
I'm thinking maybe like 10s or 20s.
Oh, that's small?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay. Say less.
Yeah, but it'd be nice to, or even if it'd be great if I could get cubes, but I'd have to, at that point, I think it'll be
It'd be
easier.
nice. I know
It'll
you
be,
throwing it
I
out
think
there.
it'll be easier just because I will have this project to back up what we're doing and be able to use
Mhm.
it as a uh, what is the word I'm looking for? Not a
A
template.
stepping stone. Well, poster board.
Well,
Example.
yeah, as something that could be involved, and maybe it'd be one of those where, uh, like I know, Aquafunk, he got those 15-gallon cubes that
Mm-hmm.
are self-contained systems. Something like that would be nice.
Watch got them. Yeah, the little flu ball.
And
Flu ball
Novas or
eggs.
something like that.
Yeah, them nice. I ain't gonna lie. I like that one.
So if maybe with something like that, it'd be reaching out to that company and say, hey, how about you guys donate nine aquariums, or sell them to the museum at a discounted rate or something, But those are some of the projects down the road.
Okay,
Uh,
that's doable.
that's why I keep telling people, don't get discouraged. If I'm not turning people away now just to turn them away, is because I'm going to need everybody that wants to help out in the future, because there's hopefully this is the beginning of a few other projects that happen.
Well, I get it. You're trying to lay down the foundation so you know what you're working with in the first place, so you can use the help in the best place possible.
Exactly.
I already, dog. I'm tracking. Like, I think it's a good thing. It's one of them weird things, like not mushy, but at the same time, it's like the only thing we can do now to combat all this insanity going on is to start doing good, because there's growth in it. You know what I'm saying? Because what's that saying? The pathway to hell is paved with the best intentions. And I think now with the internet, with social media, TikTok, the gram, oh my, that shit ain't never been more true. And the proof is in the pudding. It don't matter what platform. It's always somebody with a thumbnail expressing the sentiment, more or less, of F this S, I ain't doing it no more. And that's the proof. I mean, people go out altruistically as they possibly can, meaning well, and because of human nature being what it is, I'm being euphemistic. Really, it's because people suck and lack accountability. Things get misinterpreted, drama ensues, disillusionment occurs, then the fallout, depression, pissed offness, and then you see them thumbnails, you know? And that's why I think the only thing to do is do good. There's growth in it. You're going to get kicked in the nuts. It happens. But keep doing good. It's got to rub off. I'm a firm, we're pack animals, man. Monkey see, monkey do.
Like I've told you, and you have the same philosophy as me on this, but I truly do believe in karma.
Yep, me too. That shit
And
real.
it's been a good 20 years, and I'm not about to send it in a tailspin for not doing something right.
It's people do karma real. It ain't nothing but energy, if you really think about it. And you know what it is? The categorization. Like, you say that word karma, and it's this magical,
Well, it's just
concept. Nah, that shit real.
I've seen it where it can backfire. If you or it's that whole what is it that saying, that you sow what You
You
reap
reap what you sow.
it's true. I mean, it's at the end of the day, there's some real truth to all of that.
True.
That it's just, or what goes around comes around. All that, it's all basically ways to say the same shit.
It's the truth. Like, what do your actions do, and what impact do they have? It's like when I was roasting you when you was talking about just reorganizing the fish room, and I was like, "Oh, you're having a life crisis. You matured in the hobby." But no, it's you put into, you get back. You reap what you sow. And I went on my little thing of like making it matter, having these Coptodine Cote in here. Hey, you know what I added in here, bro? I told you I'll put my Cameroon tank together, boy.
Yeah.
I got some squeakers in this bitch.
So what?
OG squeakers.
Shit, you got me there. I don't know what.
Synodonis euteris.
Oh, okay.
Not them Petco Angelicus cross ones. These are OG big pretty fins. Let me see, can I find my first big pretty fin? Oh, here go one. I'm gonna see, can I sneak on him? He gonna run. I know he gonna run. There you go. Can you see him?
Hold on.
Right there. See?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
If you look at that high ass fin. Oh, if you can see, if I hold the damn camera right. That fin, his fin almost as long as he is tall. And these are 5 inches, I think, 5-6 inches. Look at that. But there's a few of them in here. Real nice. Just OG fish, man, that you don't see anymore. That was, bro, like, you be trying to fight somebody to get a hold of one back in the day, especially big and pretty, I remember for the longest, bro, it's like a $20 fish at Petco. Huh. Now, you don't see nobody has them. And I'm like, bro, African cichlids are freaking popular. Man, I get it. Maybe you don't want to do the here. This is the feather fin. Maybe you don't want to do all bio nerdy and stuff. Cool, but throw in one of them squeaks in there, complete the ecosystem, cleanup crew, and a fish that can handle getting beat up by these cichlids. She ran from me. There's one in here. Oh my. Here's one. Look at this potbelly thing.
Yeah.
Right there. See it?
Yeah.
And that's a female. Her fin is long as hell. On the males, it's ridiculous. And it's feathery. It's nice. It's a beautiful animal. Nothing spectacular color-wise, but it's a catfish. I think the pattern's cool. You know what I'm saying? There's a Cote. This is Coptodon Cote.
Mm-hmm.
That's this is a tilapia from the volcano in Cameroon. But just, weird stuff like that of reflecting on where we came from in the hobby, so on and so forth. But I have those, and I have them available too. If you want one, send me a DM for the price and all that. That size, I got about half a dozen left. That size, and they're well fed and healthy. They ain't store fish. I mean, they ain't all beat up and shit from shipping and being overcrowded, which is anticipated. I'm not knocking. I'm not being pretentious. I'm just saying they've been pampered, and so. But yeah, I think I got about half a dozen of them left. You heifer, you already know what happened, right?
What did she eat?
No, I'm right here, like front and center, bro.
Oh,
Front and center.
well, yeah. You
Look
don't have the
behind me, look
camera
at my
sticking it in
shoulder.
their face anymore.
Yeah, look right there. You can see her. Her snoot. See her? See her moving
Yeah.
around?
Yep.
Yeah. A little hussy.
Well, bro, we've been on for 2.5 hours.
Wow.
I
I
think
like this time slot.
it's time we call
Yeah.
it.
I think so. This was actually a really good stream. I am looking forward to them babies being happy and hitting the glass of shit.
So the last video somebody put on there, hey, who's gonna be watching so they don't throw that big old ball at the? I said that's it's an interactive museum. Shit's gonna happen.
Basically.
You
So
know.
I'm trying to sit in there and get them some water puppies so they can play with them. Shit. Yeah. Some of these fish like dogs, man. Get them some hoplo catfish or something like that. They meaner than a snake, but they turn into little dogs, and you can't kill them. Hell, I don't know if them legal in your state. Hoplo catfish legal in your state?
I don't know. Which is that one? The one that eats everything?
And that's an armored catfish. So think of a Raphael,
Okay.
but a big ass corridor, basically armored and black.
Oh, okay.
Big ass some bitch. So basically a regular bronze Cory, all black with a little longer snoot. Same kind of snoot as the Cory though, just a little longer. Like some of those what you call it, Corys.
The brooches or something like that.
Kind of like the brooches, but there's another Cory that what's his name did a video on it. Matter of fact, Mr. Lucanus. Yeah, but like that. Cool fish, bro. We gotta start getting some of these ugly fish back in the shit.
You could have at it.
You know, not like ugly, but you know.
No, I know. I'm not into the big fish.
You see, these are a good size. These Eutheris, because they can go. I wouldn't put one in. I wouldn't put one in nothing smaller than a 55. I can see you getting away with some young ones in a 40 breeder for a little while. But to really see them, I would say at least the 55 because of the profile. It's long. But I would say at least a 60 or a 75 at the minimum to keep them in that bitch. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like you're going to keep them in there till you get your income tax up, win the lottery or something damn well, hit a lick, and you get you a big ass tank. But yeah, these cool. And I put them in here because they came up in the same habitat with these Comptodon coattail. These are native to Cameroon. And their range overlaps the Crater Lake in West Africa that the Comptodon coattail are from. I'm trying to spawn these Comptodons. So, most people would think it's a damn fool move to put in catfish when you're trying to pit spawn some damn tilapia. Well, that pressure is gonna make these fish better parents. I've had 2 spawns and they've gotten up to past free swimming easily. No yolk sac. They were eating. They're eating feed. And there's a few things that have to happen. I need green water is one of them. The other one is the parents are doing the same thing your angelfish were doing for a little while until they got that. Yeah. So I mean, no sooner. Here's one. Can you see him?
No, it's too far
Hold on.
away.
Hold on. Now can you see him?
It's the
The
glare
picture.
from your
Yeah, it
phone.
ran. My bad. But no sooner than I put him in there. One of the ones I just showed you, it's a male, but throat's blacked up. They're getting ready to act like they want to start spawning. And the reason these catfish are not hiding is because big old Brutus down there is whooping ass.
Oh,
So it's just cool to watch the evolution. It's like these things were born in Florida. They're aquaculture. That's another thing. Everything that I have and that I will carry in the future, and y'all will see this stuff coming out, is aquaculture, or it is collected to benefit the people and the environment that it was collected from. That's it. That's that one or the other. And a lot of the aquaculture stuff is stuff that is, for lack of a better way to say it, fucked. The water's too dirty. Their habitat is gone. Are they extinct? No. But the ones that is out there ain't looking too good. Kind of like the Jaliscos. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Same. So that's what I got. These guys are aquaculture. The Cote, these are F1s, believe it or not. I got these from my old buddy, from ACA, from Tuick. He had some that came up, and I jumped on them. I should have got more, but either way, that's what I got. They're a cool ass fish. I have a few more species. I curate. Shoot me a DM. I was supposed to post a long time ago, but I had some personal stuff I had to deal with. Or hey, you know what I got going on.
Yeah.
And I didn't. I apologize because I know I alluded to it the last time I was on the internet. So I apologize for that, y'all. However, that's a quarantine, so they're good to go. Mondays and Wednesdays are shipping days. Like I said, I will post here soon. I got tetra colonies. I got the catfish. I got a couple pairs of lemon blue eye bushy nose plecos breeder adult. I got a couple I'll let go. I got some pups assorted. I got to see what is where. But I know I have pups of golden bushy nose pleco. I have pups of some of my super reds that I held over from last year that I didn't sell at the expo. Good ones too. And I'm kind of glad because I was like, man, I don't want to sell these motherfuckers. I think Eddie was up there. Vibes was up there. He was trying to videotape me, and I was talking about the plecos, and I was like, go ahead and look at it. To one of the customer people was talking to me, and I was like, oh my god, like I need the room. I don't want to sell them, but if you buying the fish from an expo, I feel this is me, and I don't do feelings much, but I feel kind of like that's a niche thing. It's an enthusiast thing. So either enthusiast, hey, I'm a beginner and I want to see what's there, or enthusiast, hey, I've been doing this shit for a long time and I know there's stuff you don't get to see. Therefore, more love intrinsically, hopefully, better chance of going to a good home. That's how I look at it. But that's what I got. Try to see what else is like harvestable. Viliferous. So, all you live bearer people, I have Poecilia vellifera, and they're melanistic. Most of them are 90 to 95% black, and then some of them are about 70. A good majority of these adults do have the orange on the finish. They are Yucatans, and they look good. These are stabilized in fresh water, so I don't think they've been salted like once, and that's when we had a scare. I moved these ones outside to grow up, and we had like a little bullshit cold snap, and I hit them with some salt just to, just in case for the stress. I didn't want no ick or no velvet, but no, those are good. And then I got raspberry heads, but these are instant family raspberry heads. They're all full grown. They're all breeder size. If it's a female, you know it's a female. They're not bloated. They're full of roe. So I got those out. Those can go. And then I got aquaculture colonies of imps. So emperor tetras for a damn good price too. And endangered in the wild aquaculture, trying to bring awareness. The diamond tetras. It's one of my favorite fish. And said I was gonna make it a point to get them and find somebody aquaculture, and I did. So I can make them available to you as well. If you're interested, hit me up on Instagram. In the meantime, until my website is where I want it. They're on there. You just have to search for them, and it'll pop up. Either way, if you ain't got nothing else, Jorge, I don't either.
No, I'm good.
This was a dope stream. I'm glad we got to discuss all this stuff with the people. Dead ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, it's getting crazy out there, y'all. I know. I feel it too. But we got to stick together and pull through this shit. I think we've been here before. We're gonna be all right. I think so. Anyway, I'm good. If you good, man, jump off here. Put me a chicken in the air fryer. You ever do that shit?
What's that?
Put a chicken in the air fryer. The
Not in the air
whole
fryer.
damn chicken.
No, I don't have an air fryer to begin with, but
What?
no bueno, amigo.
Pero, porque that's on TikTok. That's a myth, bro.
I don't know.
Bro, that shit ain't nothing but an easy bake oven for grown motherfuckers, man. For real. It ain't nothing but goddamn convection forced air.
Well, I got a grill outside and an oven inside the house, so I get by.
I mean, I ain't gonna look. I was like you, and then it's a learning curve. It's a learning curve, bro.
Look,
I fucked
the
up a lot
only
of meat
thing-
till I trusted the damn thing.
The only thing I would ever put in a damn air fryer is gonna be wings, and that's it. Because I'm not gonna cook anything else in there.
But let me tell you something. Wings, cake, muffins, goddamn
See, I don't
brownie
eat that.
brittle,
I don't eat
nachos,
cakes. I don't eat muffins.
everything. I'm
Nachos.
just
I don't
saying,
eat.
stuff you wouldn't think of in the air fryer, bro.
Now, if it's gonna
Hot
be
fry.
vegetables, I'd rather do them in the oven because it's gonna take me several batches to try to get them all done in the air fryer.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie to you now. I roasted some asparagus in the air fryer, and I was skeptical too. I was like, man, I'm gonna fuck up these good asparagus.
Well, I'm sure it
They
does.
came out good.
The problem is the quantity.
Yeah,
You're
it's
not
just
gonna
me and my son. It's just me and Mijo. So yeah, you're right. But shit, yeah. Either
It's a
way,
roast.
I'm gonna have to get you an air fryer, bro, for Christmas or something. You need an air fryer.
No, I'm good.
For real,
I'm not gonna
bro.
use it.
Hell,
My son has one, and he's tried giving us the one that he has because he upgraded one. I said nope.
bro, if he got the XL, bro.
Look at
I
Gabriel
like
rolling in so late. Gabriel's rolling in when we're saying goodbye.
Oh man, look, if it's on TV, I want it when it comes to cookie gadgets. So, and my uncle like that too, and he an impulse buyer because he a tourist, so he can't pass up no deal. So he'll always be doing shit like, if you buy this, we'll send you 4 more for $89.99. And I'm like, what the fuck you gonna do with 4 air fryers? It was a good deal. You buy them up, and then it's got a warranty on it, and so you can send this one back to the factory. They'll let you keep the defective one and send you another one for free. I'm like, damn. So I got all kind of. I got Wolfgang Puck. I got the XL pressure cooker. All the infomercials with the people on there. I got them shits, boy. The Copper Chef, all that. I got it all. The juice. What's the dude with the old white dude that be pulling the boat when he's swimming?
Oh,
Ron
that's
Popeil.
the
The
spray
juice.
for.
I got the juice thing. I got that. I got a juice lady. I got the Ron Popeil juicer. Bro, it's not a game.
Okay.
George Foreman, Panini press thing.
Why would you buy the George Foreman?
Bro, I don't know.
That
I got this thing.
one I got to
what
question
it
you.
is. It's like it's got 2 triangles in it.
Because is that
And
even
you
a
put
grill?
stuff in it. I don't
Oh,
know
you're
what the
talking
hell
about
it
the
is.
grilled cheese maker? You had to
Hey.
buy a grilled cheese maker?
I think that's what it is. All I know is
Oh
it's
my
got
god!
2
Good
triangles.
thing you're a chef.
You know what I do?
That's so embarrassing.
I make hot pockets with it, and I put the dough in there and put what I want, and then make me a little ghetto hot pocket with that bitch. Sometimes I use bread when I ain't got no dough. I ain't even lying, bro. You put some pizza sauce on that junk, and you put your bread. You can season the bread, everything. Put some butter on it.
Just go to Little Caesars, man.
Hey, bro, you put parsley on anything, that shit gonna make.
Just go to fucking Little Caesars.
Hey, you got urban living, bro. Like, the difference between novelty is choice and nothing else. It's only a novelty if you got a choice. It ain't a novelty if you ain't got no damn choice. It's just what you gotta do. Shit.
Wow.
Either way, till next time, y'all have a good one.
guys.
Already.
Take care.
Peace.